So I've been spending a fair amount of time playing Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, and while this is fine, I find my thoughts drifting to what's next for Zelda, mainline Zelda. And being that we have the 40th anniversary coming up here in a couple of months, I think it's a great time to think about what we might see. So like I said, I've been playing Hyrule Warriors, and it's fine. I don't know, I don't have a lot to say about it right now other than that I keep turning it on and keep playing it, so it must be doing just enough to grab my attention, but it definitely doesn't scratch that itch that we feel from those mainline Zeldas. So you could call me a casual Zelda fan. Casual. Okay, well, obviously y'all can see that this series means a whole lot to me. Some of my earliest memories are playing the original Legend of Zelda on NES with my older brother, and while I didn't know much about what I was doing or make very much progress on that game, there was definitely this sense of wonder to it that was so significantly different than what we experienced with 2D platformers like Mario or anything else that I played at the time. Fast forward about 10 years and I got the N64 a little bit later than everybody else, but I remember being a freshman in high school and renting Ocarina of Time for the first time and just being blown away by how vast this world was and how you were able to explore this big open 3D environment. Sure, Mario 64 gave us all these paintings and different levels that we could explore in this giant castle, but Ocarina of Time was something wholly different, something incredibly unique, and I don't think we've had a lot of experiences like it since then. I would say Ocarina of Time is actually the reason that I'm such a big Zelda fan, and as time has gone on and we've gotten more 3D releases or even 2D releases, it's only grown deeper and deeper, and it peaked when we got Breath of the Wild and even Tears of the Kingdom. But hey, before we go any further, if you find yourself enjoying this video and want to see others like it, maybe about Zelda, Nintendo, or other gaming content, please consider subscribing to the channel. There's that cube again, might as well follow him and hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's jump in. So, being that I'm such a big fan of the series, it's hard for me to not think about it and think like, hey, your expectations or your hopes and dreams might just be a little bit too high. In the past, we've seen that Nintendo doesn't really give Zelda the same attention that they do give Mario, their flagship, on these milestones. I mean, looking back at the 35th anniversary for both of these series, back in 2020, Mario got a whole direct that was 20 or so minutes long with several things, including a Game & Watch, a AR Mario Kart game, a Mario 35 that they took away, a re-release of Bowser's Fury with Super Mario 3D World, and a couple of other things if I'm remembering correctly. But the following year in 2021, for Zelda's 35th anniversary, we had Alnuma come out on screen and give us some Joy-Cons for the Switch, and Skyward Sword HD, and also its own Game & Watch, but they cut it off there. And as a huge fan of Zelda at the time, I couldn't help but feeling a little bit disappointed. I mean, they even went as far to say that they had no further plans at this time, putting a nail in the coffin that we wouldn't see anything else. But when you look at what Nintendo did this year for Mario's 40th anniversary, it was kind of light in my opinion. You got some Amiibo, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 for the Switch, the announcement and tease of the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and a Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That is pretty light when you consider what they did just 5 years ago for the 35th anniversary. So in my head, maybe this is my way of doing this weird gamer math where I assume that it's Zelda's time to shine and that they're going to do just a little bit more to give us that special celebration for Zelda. We've actually already gotten a few teases of what we can expect for The Legend of Zelda next year. We got a short trailer for a new LEGO set coming hopefully early next year that is Zelda focused, and it appears to be a diorama of the end of Ocarina of Time with Link standing there with the Hylian shield and Master Sword, Zelda in the background, kind of destruction everywhere, and I'm hoping and assuming that this is going to be some kind of diorama of that final battle. I would eat that up. I've mentioned this before, but I'm actually only a new LEGO fan as of the last 6 months. My wife gifted me this Mario and Yoshi that you see in the background, and I fell in love. I'm absolutely obsessed. There's a Deku Tree back there, and I've built the Game Boy and a few other things. So this is bound to be pretty pricey, but it'll probably be a day one purchase for me. It's also worth noting that the Legend of Zelda movie did start filming within the past few weeks. I don't expect to see any kind of trailer because they're probably going to be still filming into early next year, but because of some leaks that a random person showed of the first filming of the movie, we did get our first official images from Nintendo, so who knows what they'll do for this, if anything. Nintendo also announced a big Animal Crossing New Horizons update for early next year. I've never really been that big into the series, but one of the big updates that's coming free is the addition of a bunch of Legend of Zelda content as well as old Nintendo consoles that you can collect and play games on in your house. Oh, and you can invite Tulin and Minoru from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom to your island. I guess I'm playing Animal Crossing, y'all. Beyond this, we don't really know much of anything that they might be doing, especially from the game side, that might celebrate this anniversary. As of right now, we really don't know any of their release slate for 2026 outside of the first few months, and Fire Emblem is coming at some point, but that's likely going to be later in the year. And being as the anniversary does fall in February, I'm hoping for a few surprise announcements for next year and maybe even beyond. To start, I would like to speak directly to you, Mr. Nintendo. Yes, Nintendo. Are you listening to me? Please give us Wind Waker and Twilight Princess for the Nintendo Switch. It can be just for the Nintendo Switch. I know that we already have Wind Waker on the GameCube app, but I want it in beautiful HD, on a cartridge that I can hold in my hand. Please. Seriously, I think it's time that we do get these games. There were a lot of credible rumors and quote-unquote leakers like Nate the Hate and other people who had heard of these games coming, and they were just nowhere to be seen. I kind of think maybe Nintendo was holding off on these so that they could do the GameCube releases, but those are for only Switch 2 users, and there's no reason why these games can't run on the Switch 1 as they were Wii U ports. Please, Nintendo. Please. Just give it to me. All I want to do is sail the seas in handheld mode on my Nintendo Switch 2.
Now it comes to it. I don't feel like parting with it. It's mine. I found it. It came to me.
There's no need to get angry.
Well, if I'm angry, it's your fault. It's mine. My own. My precious.
Something else that I would love to see is a port of A Link Between Worlds. That game is stuck on the 3DS and it is an absolute gem, seriously. I love that game a lot. It would be really cool, and they might have to rework a few things obviously because there aren't two screens, but I would love to have a copy of that as well just to be able to play on a modern console. Something else worth noting is that we did get 2 DLC packs for Age of Calamity when it did release back in 2020. I believe 6 months later or so the following year that they did give us some expansion news there. And while I never played those and don't know much about them. I do think they were decently substantial. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar here for Age of Imprisonment, being that that just launched, and that would be something to pad out that anniversary. We also can probably expect at least 1 or 2 new Amiibo. I don't know. I kind of thought these were dead before the Switch 2 launched, but we've seen them release several in just the first couple months, and while those prices have gone up, they're obviously selling. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get 1 or 2 more Zelda Amiibo to help build out this anniversary celebration. The last 2 things that I would love to see, but that I think are extremely unlikely, is a tease for what's next from a new mainline Zelda game. It's been a little over 2 years since the release of Tears of the Kingdom, and while that's not that long in current game development terms, I know that the Zelda team is cooking something up for us. We've spent almost 6 years in this current iteration of Zelda, and while they moved things around for the newer map in Tears of the Kingdom, I think we're maybe going to somewhere entirely new for the next installment, which means new Hyrule, new Zelda, new Link, new enemy, maybe? Hard to say, but I would love to see just a tease of what they have in mind for us. And the other thing has been a little rumored, I guess, or at least in the podcasts and videos I've been watching, but supposedly there might be a remake of Ocarina of Time out there, and being that I just gushed about how much that game meant to me, I would love to see that with updated graphics and even controls and movement and everything that comes with that. I don't know if it'll be kind of like a Final Fantasy VII remake where they change up story elements, or maybe be closer to Silent Hill 2 where we saw it almost beat for beat, but I have faith in that team, and I don't think they're going to do anything to destroy or break apart this incredible experience that means so much to so many people. I don't know, these have just been some of my random hopes, thoughts, dreams for what we might see next year for that anniversary, but maybe I'm being too ridiculous or unreasonable. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I'd love to hear what you think. Is there anything specific or off the wall or big hopes that you have for the anniversary next year? Or am I just being ridiculous and unreasonable? Just let me know down in the comments. I do enjoy reading them and responding to each and every one. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more like it. We're going to go on ahead and leave it here, but thanks again for watching, and bye for now.